What is going on? Everyone out there, it's your boy Flobo, and the show is called Wassup, Flobo. Wow, 7 episodes in. We are just cranking these out, man. I'm not sure how long this is going to go, but so far I'm having fun, and that's why I keep on doing what I do. Welcome back to my bedroom, to where the magic kind of happens. It doesn't really happen, it's just something you just say. We're just Sunday afternoon chilling out. I'm actually cooking a little bit. I don't usually cook, but a friend of mine wanted me to show him a traditional dish from the home country, so I'm out there doing that. So I'm actually smelling fumes of freshly boiled pork in the house. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, I might post it. So follow me on Instagram at Flobito. It's at FLOBITO. But I'm not here to cross promote yet. Today, originally this episode was going to be about comics, right? I have a pull list at a local comic book shop here in town. And with my schedule and all that, I never get the chance to go as often as I would like. And I have I would say 3 or 4 titles I'm pulling. I'm a DC guy, so I have Young Justice. I used to have Green Lantern, which is weird because Green Lantern is my favorite superhero of all time, but even I had to drop that one. The Terrifics, gotta support Mr. Terrific. That's one of my most underrated superheroes on the planet. So yeah, Run Justice, Terrifics, Action Comics. Superman is my third favorite superhero. So I would talk about my first. That's a Green Lantern Corps. Specifically, the Corps itself is awesome, but John Stewart's my favorite, and Superman is my third favorite. But today's episode is about my second favorite comic book character of all time, Shazam, the artist formerly known as Captain Marvel, which to me was one of those ones that was like super obscure, but when it came to light, I was so glad it started becoming part of the forefront for DC Comics, much like how Batman is my least favorite superhero of all time. The only Marvel superhero that I liked as a kid, almost as a Batman replacement, was Iron Man. So in 2008, when Iron Man got into a movie, it seems silly now. Back now, we're like, of course, Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., he's amazing. But back then, when they made an Iron Man movie, it was like, wait, really? Like Iron Man was like maybe your B level or maybe your C level superhero. Demon in the Bottle was great, but how do you get that storyline on screen? How do you do a superhero origin about a genius, billionaire, philanthropist, playboy that deals with alcohol addiction? Oh, you're ignoring the alcohol. Okay, cool. This is great. It's great. But Shazam has a bit of a renaissance. Originally the Captain Marvel. For those of you guys who don't know that story, DC, through the purchase of Fawcett Comics, bought the original Captain Marvel, which is now called Shazam. Right? Shazam was a superhero that was outselling Superman back in the day. DC did a corporate thing and bought him outright, bought Fawcett outright, and then they basically buried the character. So if you have Superman and this guy was doing better than Superman, you bought them out and buried it. The thing is, in the 20 or so years where there were no Captain Marvel comics, the trademark fell into disuse, in which Marvel Comics bought the rights to it. That's why when you say Captain Marvel, it's usually the Captain Marvel you see in Marvel Comics. There's been different Marvel versions of Captain Marvel. The current Captain Marvel at Marvel, Carol Danvers, it was the one that featured in the movie Captain Marvel. And I've said Marvel way, way too many times. Anyway, that left the original CM to be called Shazam, which is pretty fine. I guess there's not much you can do. But the thing is about the character, which I love so much, and I love that you can tell by the top 3 superheroes of all time, even my 2 and 3 in Superman and Shazam, is that they have that kind of innocence that a lot of comic book fans tend to go, I'm over. How many times have you sat in a party and someone goes, I don't like Superman, he's just overpowered? And I could probably do an episode about Superman too, because I will defend Superman until the day I die. But what I like about Captain Marvel is that, one, it was based on magic, which, if you didn't know this, that's one of Superman's actual weaknesses. Besides lead, kryptonite, magic's one of the things he can't deal with. But it was this idea of this kid that said a magic word and got the abilities of so many different gods and got to be an adult. To me, that's what we really, really wanted as kids. We didn't really want to be 30 years old and going to work all day, but sometimes you used to want to have people tell you what to do, or sometimes you want to have cookies and cake for breakfast. Like, for example, if I had a child, which Wow. If I had a child, I wouldn't tell them they can drink rocks or energy drinks for breakfast. But that's what I'm totally doing because there's no one around to stop me because now I'm an adult. But the flip side is I have bills to pay and stuff like that. So that to me was always cool. The fact that Billy Batson was in a broken home, even though how broken it was something that always kind of shifted over the years. That was always fun. But ultimately, it's about a sense of wonder. Comic books are about wonder. I know storytelling was great, and it's all the rage now to basically bring novels and have some pictures in there and do the whole dark, gritty, realistic thing and graphic novel things. And I know that's also something too for comic book fans, how they can outgrow superhero books. But as someone who wrote a superhero book, that's right, it's called Silver Streak, SilverStreek. You can get it at Amazon. That genre, superhero books, are really what is the gateway for all comics. So why not defend it? So, past 15 years, Shazam has gone from relatively obscurity to being featured in the Injustice video game. The first one, he was my main. I love the way he can chain his combos. I love the suit. I love the fact that anyone can be empowered. I love the fact that it talks about the different dynamics of family. And I want to say this, the movie, have you seen it this year? Amazing. The movie was amazing. Had a bit of a Christmas vibe to it. I had a bit of fun with the challenges of facing evil. And it really was a throwback to those like Spielberg era movies from the late 80s, early 90s, where there really wasn't a PG-13 yet. There was just PG and R. So like the family movies had some dark elements, like an E.T. or things like that. So I love the fact that that scene with in the boardroom scene, which I won't go into, has a little bit of a dark edge. But ultimately, the movie is still a family movie. And unlike Die Hard, Shazam is a Christmas movie. That's right. I said it. Die Hard's not. These are all things that are going through my mind. I'm reading the books, catching up on Shazam because I don't really check out my pull list. We're running short on time, but that's okay. I always have more times, more episodes for What's Up, Flobo. We can talk about different superheroes like Superman. We can go into different movies I love. That's the beauty of this show. Listen, do me a favor. Leave a comment below if you like it. Like the video. Share it. Tell a friend. Hit me up on Twitter at FloboBoys, on Instagram at Flobito. And my website, of course, is flobito.com. That's FLOBITO.com. And, I actually have merchandise. Also, I actually have t-shirts and mugs and stuff like that. You can probably buy a couple of those at flobito.threadless.com. Until next time, this is your boy Flobito. What's up, Flobo? Episode 7. Just say the word. And that word is Shazam!